Hello, welcome back. So today we have the Botan Tarot by A. Miyako M. And I barely missed the Kickstarter for this. I saw it and I passed on it because I wasn't like totally sure I was gonna love it, and then it ended, and then like the minute the campaign ended, I was like, damn, I really should have got it. So anyway, I kind of didn't think about it too much after that because Kickstarters usually take forever. Well, that's not fair. They don't always take forever, but they usually take time. There's usually a waiting period. Anyway, I waited, and then recently I was talking to a friend, and we agreed on a trade, and so she very kindly sent me hers, and she was lovely enough to send along the accompanying magazine that went with it. It's sort of the anthology of the deck, and I'm gonna just flip the camera and then we can talk about the box and the cards and everything else and how really impressive the deck is. Alright, so here we have the magazine that came with it, and it has lots of cool information, sort of why they created this. And then it goes straight into the majors. And it sort of describes why the artist depicted them this way. And sort of a little about their, just like the whole creation and thought process. And it's a really cool, full-colored, really well-produced book. And there's some little progress photos of like their thought process on design. And then it gives you sort of like general information about each of them, each of the suits. And each of the suits is predominantly depicts different botanicals. So in this case it's the chrysanthemum for the swords. And then the wands is bamboo. Anyway, I'm not going to go through the entire magazine because then there won't be a need to walk through the deck because all of the cards are depicted here. And then there's a nice little thank you in the back, and it is signed by the artist, which is really cool. And take a look at the box, which is beautiful, very pretty blue color. And then it has this little ribbon style pull to get it out, but it also has this little spot for your finger. And my assumption is that they added that there because, as you can see, I have taped my ribbon to the back. I guess you could use like a little hot glue or something, but I think they added this little finger notch, so that if you lost that ribbon, you still could get in. So the box is extremely well made, fully lined, very nice. And then it has a simple guidebook, so you don't really have to have the zine the little magazine to use the deck, but the guidebook, the little guidebook, has a full color image of the card and then an upright meaning and a reversed meaning. So you don't get that all that nice juicy information about why the artist chose to depict the card in the way that they did. And so while yes, you could pick up the deck and use it as is, I think, you know, I think it's really cool to see why artists choose to depict cards the way they do. So here is the deck. For starters, it is gold gilded. Those are the backs. Beautiful and reversible. And this is the artist's signature. That is a traditional way for the Japanese culture to sign things, is they have this instead of like a, you know, in America and other places, we just sign our name in cursive. So for starters, let me see if you can hear this. Do you hear that lovely sound? Oh, you can see. Oh, that's fabulous. You can see the texture. So it is linen finish. The cards are super bendy. The deck is like super light feeling to me. The cards slide well, but not so much that they like slide away. They are, I mean, this is just like some of the nicest cardstock I think that I have ever felt. So let me just zoom in a little. I'm not going to make this a super long video because I'm sure lots of people have already seen this deck because obviously I was late to the party. So I really like the tattoos. I like how modern the deck is, but it doesn't feel like overly modern. When we get to the minors, you'll see that it is sort of a little pippish at times, but I normally don't like pip decks, and I really have liked it. Um, this strength card is really lovely. I like how she's kind of holding the lion's hand. Beautiful Hanged Man. The colors are beautiful in this deck, very soft. The art style is really beautiful. I just love that devil, how it's like almost you can't see the horns. Like it looks like they're like made of smoke or something. Like if you didn't know he was the devil, then you just wouldn't know. This tower I love because I think it's reminiscent of our coastline where I'm from. And we do obviously have hurricanes and floods and things like that a lot. So this was a really kind of powerful symbol for me. This world card I think is gorgeous. I love that green. And then we go into wands. See what I mean about it being a little pippish? But you still kind of get the sentiment of what the Five of Wands is. And I kind of enjoy that the minors, with the exception of the court cards, kind of are animal themed. I'm not really into like fully animal themed decks, but I do like when animals are incorporated. Just a beautiful, that's beautiful. Got a little bunny. I like how this is clearly depicting help. I mean, this deer has just like helped this little, I assume, monkey get to the fruit. This, of course, is a standout favorite because we got the phases of the moon. And you can see, because the cards are matte, that it will photograph very nicely. It does not, there's no real glare. I mean, if you turn it just right, obviously, but it would be super easy to take a very nice picture of these cards. This is a fun depiction of the Ten of Swords. I like how it's almost like there's new growth out of the decay of whatever those swords killed. Might be easier to pick up now. And my favorite, the cups. I loved that little fig because figs are one of my favorite fruits. My grandma had a fig tree next door, so I have lots of good memories of with her picking figs. All right, and there is the Botan Tarot, and let me zoom out and maybe I can show you how well it shuffles. I mean, just shuffles really nicely. I think it'll shuffle even better once I've used it a little and the cards kind of get broken in a little. The gilding seems pretty sturdy and really nice. It wasn't like sticky like some gilding can be on the sides. I didn't have to like break any cards apart or anything. The backs are beautiful. I mean, overall, this is like a very, very nice deck. I'm very glad to have it. And the couple of readings I've done with it have been really good, really nice. Even with the pip style, well, it's not really pip style, but the more simple minors, I still really enjoyed it. So that's the Botan. I know I'm a little late to the party, but I hope that this was helpful and enjoyable for you. Thanks for stopping.